to fear God means to walk with Him, to keep His commandments, to obey His voice, to serve Him, and to hold fast to Him. By the way, that expression, hold fast to Him, really in the King James Version, I'm using the New King James, but in the King James Version, it's translated to cleave. You shall cleave to Him. Now that's the very same word that's used in Genesis where it speaks about a man leaving his father and his mother and joining his wife and cleaving unto her. In other words, it's an intimate closeness. It's actually becoming one according to Scripture. By the way, the same word is used in Psalm 102 verse 5 where it speaks about the bones cleaving to the skin. And it's used in Psalm 137 verse 6 where it speaks about the tongue cleaving to the roof of your mouth. In other words, this is an intimate closeness. It's a sticking together. And God says, this is what the fear of the Lord means. It means to cleave unto the Lord your God. Fearing God also involves respecting God's holy name. Notice Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verses 58 and 59. Deuteronomy 28 and verses 58 and 59. Here God is warning Israel about the need to respect His holy name, which, by the way, is a reflection of His character. God's name and His character are interchangeable. When you trample on God's name, you're really trampling upon His character. It says in Deuteronomy 28 verses 58 and 59, God is speaking, if you do not carefully observe all the words of this law that are written in this book, that you may fear this glorious and awesome name, the Lord your God, then the Lord will bring upon you and your descendants extraordinary plagues, great and prolonged plagues, and serious and prolonged sicknesses. Notice that God expects that we should what? Fear His glorious and awesome name, and His awesome name is the Lord your God. Notice Psalm 111 and verse 9, also about respecting the holy name of God. In other words, we should not unnecessarily repeat the name of God. It should not become common on our lips. Psalm 111 verse 9. It says there, He has sent redemption to His people. He has commanded His covenant forever. Holy and awesome is His name. And of course, we all know that the third commandment in Exodus 20 and verse 7 says, you shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. In other words, don't use it unnecessarily. For the Lord will not hold him guiltless who takes His name in vain. And of course, we're all acquainted with the Lord's Prayer, where Jesus in Matthew chapter 6 and verse 9 says, hallowed be your what? Be your name. The word hallowed means sanctified be your name. Your name is holy. You know, I think that Hollywood would do real well to listen to this. Because in the movies that are produced by the media, God's name is constantly taken in vain. Not only this, we do it also many times as Christians. When we use slang words to describe Jesus or to describe God, we say, for example, G, which is short for Jesus. And we say, gosh, and I say this reverently, to make a point. We say, gosh, it's a slang word for God. You know, the Jews did not even pronounce God's holy name because it was so magnificent. They actually only wrote it. They never even pronounced it with their lips because it was such a holy and reverent name. How many times don't we just basically repeat the name of God in our prayers, the name of God in our conversation, without taking into account the reverent and awesome and omnipotent meaning of that holy name of God?